Hello, and welcome to this Effective Time Management online tutorial. The main aims of the tutorial are to introduce you to a number of principles relating to effective time management, and to encourage you to start thinking about putting together a plan, LEAP or EPQ academic assignment. The first thing to note about the advice in this tutorial is that time management is different for each of us, and that it is important to reflect on and recognise what works best for you. You will need to decide which methods to adopt and how to tailor them to your own situation. We hope, however, that you will be able to pick up some useful tips along the way, try different approaches, and perhaps find one which suits you. The first principle is the importance of preparation. The main question to ask yourself at this stage is what needs to be done and by when. What exactly are your tasks? Are you clear about what it is that you need to do? You are likely to have a deadline which others or you have set yourself in order to achieve the task, but are there any milestones before this which you will need to meet? In terms of your LEAP or EPQ academic assignment, you might ask yourself the following questions in relation to the task. How long should the assignment be? Do you have access to any assessment criteria which will be used in marking the assignment? Do these provide any clues in relation to where the focus should be? How should the assignment be presented in terms of layout, spacing, margins, and so on? Is there a specific referencing system which you will need to use? In terms of milestones, if there are any, what are they and when do they occur? What you might like to do at this point is to pause the video and complete your task and milestone list for your LEAP or EPQ academic assignment before you go on. So that was the first principle. What about the second? You might have already heard about this one. Setting goals and making these SMART. The idea is that you take a look at each of the tasks in your task list and break each one down into detailed goals, which are S, specific, M, measurable, A, attainable, R, relevant, and T, time-bound. So, instead of viewing your LEAP or EPQ academic assignment as one big, somewhat overwhelming undertaking, you now see that it consists of several smaller, much less daunting tasks, which can be completed bit by bit. The rest of the study skills module will provide guidance in relation to what the substages and goals of the assignment writing process might be, but you might like to give these some thought now. For example, your goals might include choosing the topic, doing the research, planning the assignment, drafting the assignment, editing the assignment, and so on. Again, I suggest that you pause the video now and write down some of your ideas. So, we have two principles outlined so far: definition of tasks, as well as breaking these down into SMART goals. The third principle is useful if you find that your list of tasks and consequently goals is forever growing, and that you are unlikely to be able to complete them all in the near future. If different tasks are pulling you in different directions, you might find that identifying your priorities could help you manage your workload. The following importance versus urgency table might prove useful as a way of organising your tasks or goals. Take a look at the quadrant in the top right. This would include tasks which are both important and urgent, so you would ensure that you would do these soon and thoroughly. You would list tasks which are urgent but not particularly important in the bottom right quadrant. Although these need to be completed soon, they should be done quickly and ticked off the list. The bottom left quadrant lists tasks which are both of low urgency and low importance, and you should take care that these tasks don't distract you from those in the other quadrants. The quadrant in the top left lists tasks which are important but not urgent. This is often an at-risk quadrant, as tasks which are contained within it can often sit unattended until they find their way into the high urgency, high importance quadrant with too little time left to complete them thoroughly. If you have an important task, such as your LEAP or EPQ academic assignment, which is not due for some time, ensure that you tackle goals relating to it regularly in order to make progress. Again, think about whether this advice might come in useful now and whether the importance urgency table could help you with your workload, both for the LEAP or EPQ assignment, or perhaps your college or other work or responsibilities. Feel free to pause the video and create and complete this table for yourself. On to the fourth principle. Armed with the knowledge of precisely what it is that you have to do, apportioned into SMART goals, and appropriately prioritised, it's time to put together a plan. So, what's the best way to do this? Here are some tips which might come in useful. Number 1. Try planning on 2 levels, an overview macro level, where you would include overall timescales. This might cover an academic year, a semester, a month, or a number of weeks, and a more detailed micro level, for which you would plan your activities for the next week, day, or even a couple of hours more precisely. This allows you to keep an eye on your overall goals and deadlines, but to stay flexible in the here and now. Number 2. Make your estimates of how long a task will take you very generous. Studies have shown that we tend to underestimate the length of a task by 20 to 25%. Be prepared to be flexible, but also to be honest with yourself. Is something taking you longer because it needs the extra time, or because you have put off starting it properly until now? Number 3. Work backwards from deadlines to apportion time within your plan. Keep in mind that you will have competing deadlines to meet, including other college work and revision. You will need to include contingency time within your plan for unforeseen circumstances and events. And you will need to allow extra time for breaks and rewards such as exercise, socialising and rest to ensure that you stay well and alert. Number 4. Reflect on your habits and preferences and decide on appropriate times for particular tasks. For example, you might feel that you are most alert in the mornings and might schedule an activity which requires a lot of your concentration and brain power for them, such as drafting a section of an assignment. Similarly, try scheduling a less demanding tasks, such as organising your notes, when you are likely to be a little tired and not as focused. And number 5, of course, use a planning tool which suits you. There are a number of different planners and planning tools. It might be that you already use one and are happy with it, or it might be that you would like to take this opportunity to try a couple to see which one suits you. You might also find that different tools or planners work best for planning on the overview macro and the detailed micro level. You will probably be familiar with most of these. In terms of the paper format, there are academic diaries, which usually cover the calendar or academic year, and single planners, which cover different time periods, which you can either carry with you or display on a wall. Various software options are available, such as Outlook Calendar, which is part of the widely used Microsoft Office package, iCal, which is popular with Apple users, the online Google Calendar, and many others. The functionality will of course vary with each type of software, but useful aspects to look out for include the ability to code different types of items, for example using colour, the ability to share your calendar with others and invite them to events, and the options to set recurring appointments and reminders for yourself. If you can, do take some time to experiment with the available options. We have provided some planner templates in this unit, and some of the available software, such as Google Calendar, is free and immediately available if you have access to the internet. There is one principle left, and that is the idea of review. Some people tend to think that successful time management is about sticking rigidly to any plans they have made, but this is not the case. As part of the review process, try asking yourself the following questions. Are your objectives clear? Do you know what it is that you want to achieve? Are your priorities manageable, or have you tried to take on too much? If they are not, are you able to reprioritise to make your plans achievable? What obstacles have you encountered, and why do you think these occurred? And are you able to adjust your plans to try and avoid these or counteract them in the future? Again, pause the video now to think about a task which you are currently involved in or have recently completed. Are you able to apply these questions to reflect on your progress? So, here we are, our 5 principles of time management. Prepare and be clear about what you have to do and by when. Break down tasks into SMART goals. Prioritize your activities. Plan your goals using a planning tool of your choice. And review your progress to ensure that you stay on track. We suggest that you try out these principles when tackling your LEAP or EPQ academic assignment. Could you make a start now? This video will finish any minute. Watch it again if you need to, and then why not start at the preparation stage? Refer to this resource regularly as you make progress with the assignment, and good luck!